Kef Varun slammed his primary claw on the console. The holographic negotiation sim locked at 99.7% certainty. Human compliance projected in 6 hours. He scanned the readouts. Alliance secured. Fleet repositioned through contested space. Casualties minimized to 2.3%. Perfect. Envoy Saul, Keth barked into the comm. Prepare the humans for transport. Sealed briefing chamber, Deck 7. No delays. Saul's voice crackled back. Strategist, the humans protest. Their liaison demands clarification. Escort her. Control the variables. Keth severed the link. He rose from his command nest, mandibles clicking in satisfaction. His probability models never failed. Wars bent to his math. The chamber doors hissed open minutes later. 2 armored guards shoved Mara Vance inside. She stumbled, then straightened. Her dark hair clung to sweat-damp skin. Human eyes, blue, unblinking, locked on him. Strategist, Varun. Her voice cut clean, no tremor. You drag me here like cargo. What's the play? Keth gestured to the holotable. It bloomed with star charts, fleet vectors, and the besieged human colony at Epsilon Relay. Red enemy swarms pulsed toward it. Sit. He activated the sim playback. Your people hold the relay. My fleet blocks the Khazari advance. Concede patrol rights in Sector 9. We evacuate your civilians. Alliance holds. Mara dropped into the chair. She leaned forward, elbows on the table, fingers traced a supply line on the holo. Patrol rights?
That's half our trade route. She shook her head.
No. Keth's secondary claws twitched. The model predicted acceptance, 99.7%. Refusal triggers fallback. He zoomed the sim. Khazari overrun the relay in 4 hours. Your casualties, 87%. Mine, 12%. Concede, and we save 94%. She crossed her arms, stared at the flickering reds.
Your math's cold.
Mara tapped the colony icon. Those are families. We built that relay from scrap. Keth fed her profile into a subroutine. Diplomatic engineer. Stubborn compassion index. High. You prioritize lives. Concede saves them. Mara laughed. Short, sharp. Humans did that under stress. Extraordinary. Save them how? Your fleet swoops in, grabs who they can. Leaves the rest? She stood, paced to the bulkhead. So, yeah. Keth's model glitched. Probability dipped to 92%. He recalculated. Counteroffer. We extend the window. 8 hours. She spun back. Wrong fix. Mara jabbed the holo. Joint rescue corridor. Our shuttles, your escorts. We thread the gap here. Her finger carved a blue line through enemy formations.
Pull everyone out together.
Keth's mandibles parted. The corridor exposed his flanks. Khazari intercept probability, 67%. Reckless, he ran her proposal live. Vectors shifted. Losses spiked to 28%. Fails. Mara stepped closer. Heat radiated from her skin. Humans ran hot. She smelled of metal and salt, engine grease, exertion. Run it again. Her voice dropped. Our shuttles know the debris fields. You provide cover fire. We sink jumps. Keth hesitated. No model for sink. Humans didn't sink. He inputted. Sim churned. Blue line held. Khazari faltered at 41% intercept. Still risky. 89% alliance success. But his reputation. Admiral Kell's voice boomed over the chamber comm. Strategist Varun.
Keth straightened. The line linked to the bridge.
Public now. Officers watched. Human proposal, Admiral. Joint operation. Kell's image materialized. Scarred crest, narrowed eyes. Abandoned doctrine? For a soft-skin whim? Mara leaned into pickup. Ha! Not a whim, Admiral.
Engineering.
We save your alliance too. Kell's crest flared. Don't hurt. Humans die first in breaches. Prove it works. Keth's claws clenched. Models screamed abort, but her eyes held his, steady, trusting his math, somehow. He staked it.
I endorse. Keth locked the plan fleet-wide.
Reputation on her credibility. Execute corridor. All ships align. If it fails, Varun, you command latrines. The Admiral cut out. Alarms whooped. Fleet shifting. Mara exhaled.
You didn't have to. Keth met her gaze.
Heartbeat sensors spiked. Unmodeled variable. His own pulse racing. Math shifted. He extended a claw, hesitant.
You changed it.
She gripped it, skin warm against chitin. Welcome to human, strategist. We do that. Consoles lit with incoming Khazari signatures. The corridor activated. Keth pulled his claw back. Too late, the model fractured further. Not from enemy fire, from her. Alarms shrieked through the human frigate's engineering bay. Mara Vance gripped a console as the deck bucked. Relays melting, power surge from the corridor link. Sparks erupted from the alien relay pod bolted to the bulkhead. Blue plasma arced, scorching the air with ozone. The Khazari tech beside her, a spindly alien named Tyr, flailed his manipulators. Seal it. Vent the section. No. Mara shoved him aside, her suit's gloves sealed tight. She yanked her multi-tool from her belt. No time for protocols. The relay anchored the rescue corridor. If it failed, every ship in the fleet lost their escape vector. She slammed the pod's access hatch. Heat blasted her faceplate. Chitinous conduits glowed cherry red inside, alien wiring fused in a tangle. Human eyes only, standard retrofit for joint ops. Mara wedged her tool's jaws into the main bus. Reroute now. Tyr chittered panic. Human! Doctrine says, evacuate. Mara ignored him. She twisted the jaws, prying a secondary line free. Improvised clamp from her belt, zip ties and scrap conduit. She jammed it across the melt point. Sparks bit her gloves. Pain flared, but she held. Power flickered, then stabilized. The relay hummed back to life. Got it. Mara yanked her hands free. Blisters welled under her suit. She crawled out, slamming the hatch. Tyr? Status? He blinked multifaceted eyes. Functional. But breach integrity. The bulkhead groaned. A hairline crack spiderwebbed across it, venting atmosphere in a hiss. Tyr lunged for the vent controls.
Must purge. Save the fleet.
Mara tackled him. Her shoulder hit his midsection, pinning him.
Stop.
That's 10 crew in there. She scanned the readouts. Auxiliary seals engaged. She grabbed a sealant patch from the emergency kit. Human-grade, flexible polymer. No alien equivalent worked on their hulls. The crack widened. Air howled. Mara slapped the patch over it, fingers numb. It bubbled, then gripped. She piled on emergency struts, ratcheting them tight by hand. Sweat stung her eyes. The hiss died. Tyr stared.
Sealed it.
Manually. Hands on fix.
Mara stood, wincing. Her left arm throbbed, burns and strain.
She keyed the comm. Bridge. Vance.
Relay secure. Breach sealed. Activate rescue corridor now. No delays. Captain Rook's voice crackled. Copy Mara. Corridor green. But aliens are squawking protocol. Forget protocol.
She limped toward the bay door. Khazari signatures inbound.
Get our people out. The frigate shuddered as the corridor locked. Docking clamps engaged with a thunderous clang. Mara hit the corridor hatch. It cycled open to a glowing tube of energy fields. Alien tech bridging ships. Humans streamed past her, hauling wounded. Keth Varun waited at the far end, his tall frame silhouetted against the alien cruiser's lights. Crest rigid, claws tapping a data pad. His eyes locked on her injured arm. Mara waved him off. I'm fine. Corridor holding? He nodded once.
Khazari probes at 20% intercept.
His voice hummed through the translator, precise as code. Models predict 41% risk. Not good enough. Mara stepped into the alien ship, ignoring the stares from his crew. Chitin-plated officers parted. She jabbed a finger at his chest.
Share sensor access.
Real time. Humans verify your claims. No black box. Keth's crest twitched. Alliance doctrine limits. Demanding it. She pulled her own datapad, syncing it aggressively. You endorsed my corridor. Endorse this. Or, we, pull back. His claws flexed. Officers murmured. Then he extended a manipulator, linking pads. Data flooded her screen. Khazari vectors, fleet positions, probability overlays. Raw, unfiltered.
There. Probes flanking our flankers.
Adjust vector 0.7 degrees port. Keth's eyes narrowed. My model all ready. Adjust. She thrust the pad back. A probe blinked red, closing fast. He barked orders. The cruiser banked. Weapons fire, lanced out. The probe bloomed into debris. Crew erupted in clicks of approval. Keth met her gaze. Verified. Good. Medbots whirred nearby, but she waved them off. Focus on the op. Admiral Kell stormed onto the bridge deck. His scarred crest dominated the space. Varun, Human interference in command net. Keth straightened. Integrated, Admiral. Her input saved the flank. Kel glared at Mara. Soft skin. You crawl in vents like vermin. Explain your engineering. Practical fixes. Your relays melt under surge. I rerouted with what worked. Humans adapt. Kel's eyes flicked to the injury. Reckless. Doctrine evacuates.
Your doctrine loses ships.
She nodded to the corridor feed. Human teams extracting alien wounded now, reciprocating. Ours saves them. Admiral leveraged this. Human bonds sway their council. Proposed joint command. Under our terms. Mara's jaw tightened. Political games. I speak with calm confidence. Political games. Not leverage. Kel grunted. Prove continued value, Vance. Kazari mothership decloaking. Alarms wailed again. Mara pushed past pain, diving into the shared sensors. Patterns emerged. Human intuition overlaying alien math. Flank with the corvettes. A faint starboard. Keth projected her adjustment. Models shifted green. Executing. Fire bloomed across the void. Kazari's shields cracked. Captain Rook patched through from the frigate. Mara, you're exposed. Get back. Busy saving your ass, Rook. She grinned through the ache.
Trust the strategist. Keth's claw brushed her shoulder. Light steadying.
Trust the engineer. Warmth cut the pain. Not just the touch. His models bent for her. Again. Irisol watched them, eyes gleaming. Fascinating bond. The council will hear of this.
Intimacy.
Mara pulled away. Intimacy? No. Focus. But her pulse didn't listen. Kazari's signatures multiplied. A new vector pierced the corridor shield. Direct hit incoming. Brace, Keth shouted. Impact rocked the ship. Lights flickered. Mara's world spun into red alerts.
Keth's claws locked around Mara's waist as the deck buckled.
Shards of bulkhead sprayed across the command deck. He yanked her behind the console, his armored frame absorbing the debris sting. Alarms screamed. Red lights pulsed. Kazari drones breached the outer hull. 3 signatures closing fast on their position. Down, Keth barked. His probability model spiked. 87% chance of targeted strike on the human liaison. Assassination vector confirmed. Doctrine demanded evacuation. Abandon non-essentials. Seal sectors. But Mara twisted in his grip, eyes locked on the sensor feed. They're flanking the wounded teams, she said. Redirect power to the aft shields. No time. Keth overrode the corridor lockdown. His personal terminal flashed. Optimal evac route shifted 40 degrees off schedule through maintenance vents. Away from the main bays. Away from Admiral Kell's security exercise patrols. He hauled her toward the access hatch. Move. Now. She stumbled but matched his stride, hand-patching commands to the human frigate. Captain Rook's voice crackled through. Vance, report. Drones inbound. Handling it, Mara snapped. Keth's got the path. Trust. Her word hit like a shield modulation. Keth's models glitched. Unquantifiable variable. He punched the hatch release. Vents hissed open, cool air rushing out. They dropped into the narrow tube, claws and boots, scraping alloy. Behind them, drone whine grew. Explosions rocked the ship. Keth sealed the hatch. Probability, 62% interception success. But his attachment skewed the sims. 12% personal risk now factored in. For her, they crawled fast. Mara ahead, her smaller frame navigating bends with human efficiency. Why the detour? Main corridors faster. Threat spike. He didn't elaborate. Models predicted Admiral Kell's exercise. Armed drones labeled training, aimed at testing human resilience. Break her. Break the alliance. Keth's intercept changed that. Your Admiral's doing? Affirmative. His voice echoed in the tight space. Blocked it. Her nod was sharp. No questions. The vent spat them into a sub-level corridor. Emergency lights flickered. Keth scanned. Clear. But models updated. Drone signatures converged. One broke off, locking their position. Out. He shoved her toward a service door. It ground open to a storage bay. Crates of plasma coils loomed. He slammed it shut, welding the seam with his gauntlet's torch. Whirring outside, the drone latched. Scans pierced the door. Energy buildup. Strike imminent. Keth's probability core overheated. Doctrine. Retreat to armored core. Protect assets remotely. But Mara crouched by a console. Rerouting power. Exposed. No. He lunged. positioned his bulk between her and the door. Armor plates locked, emitters charging to full dispersal. Stay down.
Keth!
Her hand grabbed his arm plate, warm through the seals.
Impact. The drone's beam punched through superheating metal.
Pain lanced his side armor held, dispersing 80% energy. The rest cooked his underlayer. He staggered but held position, claws digging into deck for brace. Smoke billowed. Mara coughed, eyes wide on him.
You're hit.
Nominal. Lie. Sensors read 23% structural damage, but model stabilized, drone fried, threat neutralized. He straightened. Armor hissed, venting heat. The bay door buckled inward. Admiral Kell stormed through, flanked by 2 guards. Envoy Eerie Soul slithered behind, robes pristine. Kell's mandibles clicked. Varun. Explain deviation. Keth met his gaze. Models ran interference sims. Truth risked censure. Statistical optimization. Route secured primary asset. The human. Security exercise confirmed vulnerability? Negative. Keth stepped forward, blocking line of sight. Exercise compromised by Khazari breach. My intercept preserved Alliance integrity. Eerie Soul's tail flicked. Fascinating. Heroics breed loyalty. Leverage for joint command proposal? Mara rose, wiping soot from her face. Her hand brushed Keth's damaged plate. Gentle pressure. Pain eased. Not medgel.
Her. Save it, Envoy, she said.
We just saved your fleet.
Kel grunted.
Report Varun. Official log. Keth's terminal synced to the bridge he uploaded. Sanitized data. Drone strike rerouted via predictive modeling. Personal intervention labeled calculated exposure. 97% efficacy gain. No mention of shielding her body. No emotional override. Logged, Kell said. Doctrine holds, but results noted. Human value provisional. Keth's core logged the slight. His career on the line. Models predicted 41% demotion risk if attachment surfaced. Mara's voice cut in, low for him alone. Affirmative. His claw covered hers briefly.
Warmth again.
Unmodeled. Captain Rook burst from a side hatch, rifle raised. Mara, aliens, stand down. She waved him off. Rook, easy. Keth took the hit. Rook's eyes flicked to the scorch mark on Keth's armor. Suspicion lingered, but he lowered the weapon. Proof of trust? Keth nodded once. Human reciprocity, extracting their wounded earlier.
Now this.
Alarms shifted tone. Bridge feed. Khazari mothership retreating. Mara's corvette feint worked. Collaboration output, 112% above projections. Kell turned. Varun, resume station. Human escort secured? Mara straightened beside Keth. We're good. Eerie Soul watched them leave the bay, eyes gleaming. Council will dissect this bond. Keth guided Mara toward the lifts. His side throbbed, but models cleared. Alliance hold at 78%. Personal variable, rising. She leaned closer in the lift. Why risk it? Your doctrine loses ships. He echoed her earlier words. Claw brushed her shoulder. Steadying. Yours saves them. Her smile cracked through the grime. Pulse quickened. His sensors caught it. Not fear. Something else. Lift doors opened to the command deck. Sensors blared. New spike. Not Khazari. Probability 92% Admiral Kell authorizing secondary test. On him.
Keth tensed. Mara noticed.
What now? Trust the strategist. But his models faltered. Her hand in his changed the equation. Keth shoved Mara behind a console as the command deck erupted. Security drones detached from bulkheads, red scanners sweeping. Admiral Kell loomed at the holodable, mandibles clicking. Varun. Deviation confirmed. You shielded the human. Doctrine demands expendable assets first. Pulse cannons hummed to life on the drones. Keth's side burned under scorched armor, but he raised empty claws. Goal, de-escalate. Kell tested loyalty. 92% probability, now 98%. Mara peeked out, breath steady. Human calm pierced his models. Commander, Keth said, voice level. Alliance metrics, 112% over projection. Human feint routed Khazari. Doctrine adapts. Kell advanced. Exoskeletal boots thudding.
Adapts? Or compromises?
Sensors logged claw contact. Sentiment variable. Drones circled tighter. Keth calculated trajectories, evasion 67%, counter 41%. Mara's hand gripped his arm plate. Warmth seeped through. Unmodeled. Test passed. Kel snapped. Drones powered down. Resume post. Human confined to quarters until eerie soul clears her.
He turned away, dismissing them.
Keth exhaled. Alliance hold. 79%. Personal risk. Climbing. He guided Mara to the corridor lifts. Her fingers lingered on his arm. Not confined yet, she said. Lift doors sealed. She spun on him, eyes fierce.
Back there, you took the plasma burst from me?
Show me the unedited threat feed. Now. Keth's sensors registered her elevated pulse. Not fear. Demand. He accessed his wrist implant. Hollow projected between them. Raw bay cam. Kazari boarding pod inbound, targeting her position. His model flagged intercept. 89% success if he moved first. You optimized the feed, she accused, replaying his edit. Timestamps jumped. Hid the targeting data. Why? Protected operational security. Claw twitched. Truth shielded her priority. Bull. She jabbed his chest plate. You predicted it. Every vector, but you stepped in front. Play it again. Feed looped. Kazari lance locked on her. Kethis intercept. She watched silent, then met his gaze. Next time, unedited. Or no more collaboration. Agreement probability, 94%.
He nodded once.
Lift dinged. Her deck. She didn't release his arm. One more thing. She tapped her comm band. Human emergency code, Alpha Tango 7. 1, 9, Bravo. Voice only. Alpha Tango 719, Bravo. His implant logged it. Human reciprocity ritual, vulnerability exchange. Memorize. Use if you're hit. She squeezed his claw. Skin soft against kitten. Pulse spiked. Hers. Then his own biochemicals surged, unquantified. She pulled him toward officer quarters. Galley meal. Human shift. You're eating with us? Doctrine schedules. Now. Her tone brooked no model. Galley buzzed with human crew. Scents assaulted. Synthetic proteins. Fermented grains. Heat lamps on vat-grown slabs. Mara shoved a tray at him. Choose. Replicated steak, veg protein, or fish analog. Pick one. Keth scanned options. Nutritional parity irrelevant. He selected steak slab. Red. Seared. Mimicked vitality. She led to a corner table. Captain Rook sat there, fork paused midair. His eyes narrowed on Keth. Vance. Alien tag-along. Guest. Mara slid beside Keth, forcing him into the seat next to her. Thigh brushed his leg panel. Heat transferred. Rook grunted, resumed eating. Crew chatter filled the space. Humans laughed. Raw, unfiltered. One shared a tool schematic for Corvette mods. Mara joined, sketching fixes on her pad. Reroute power here. Boosts feint evasion 20%. Keth modeled it. Valid. Aliens engineered purity. Humans iterated chaos into strength. Rook leaned in. Varun, that bay stunt. Proof. Keth extended claw, showing scorch residue. Reciprocity. Rook nodded, grudging. Mara smiled, passing him a grain pouch. Try this. Builds trust. Keth tore the pouch. Grains burst, sweet, gritty. Sensors overloaded. Human fuel. Efficient, adaptive. Like her. Meal ended. Crew dispersed. Mara walked him to the corridor. Silence stretched. His side throbbed anew. He stopped, claw rising to her shoulder. Silent apology for the feed edit. She covered it with her hand. Accepted. But rule. No more optimizations without consent. Me included. Claw lingered. Her pulse raced under palm sensors. Not fear. Attraction vector. 76% match to his. She stepped closer. Breath warmed his intake vents. You didn't have to shield me, but you did.
Hook embedded.
He braced, not asking why. Her voice dropped.
Asking what else you're hiding. Keth's models fractured. Threat feed edit. Minor. Deeper logs. Personal sims running her variables. Alliance projections stable but subroutines modeled her proximity. Optimal outcomes shifted 14% when he factored choice over probability. Classified, he said. Claw tightened on her shoulder. Truth clawed up. Her hand in his rewrote doctrines. Liar. Partial truth. Corridor alarms pinged. Low priority.
Irun, Saul's channel, opened on his implant. Varun.
Council queries the bond. Kel reports deviation. Report to briefing. Leave the human. Mara's eyes narrowed. Go. But remember the code. Stride carried him away, but sensors logged her stare. Alliance, 80%. Attachment, unmodeled, accelerating. Briefing chamber sealed behind him. Eerie soul paste, robes swirling. Council notes. But your shield action, scans show biochemical spike. Loyalty fracture, enhances metrics. Keth projected alliance graphs, peaks aligned with Mara inputs. Kel entered, bulk filling the door. Metrics hide variables. She alters you. Probability 87%. Kel pushes purge. Keth countered. Purge drops hold to 42%. Collaboration wins. Erie's facets gleamed.
Weaponize it. Parade the bond.
Leverage human compassion. Keth's mandibles clicked denial. Her compassion defied models, stubborn, unyielding. Not leverage.
Monitor, Kel ordered. One more deviation. Reassignment.
They dismissed him. Quarters loomed empty. Implant replayed her code. Alpha Tango, 7, 1.
9 Bravo. He voiced it aloud.
Echoed human vulnerability. Side wound pulsed. He peeled armor. Burn seared deep. Self-repaired gels hissed on.
Console chimed. Mara. Private channel.
Feed access granted. Your models, share raw data next time? Agreed. Claw flexed. Rule set. Her image flickered. Grime gone. Hair loose. Sleep cycle. Dream of unedited truths. Link cut. His sim spun. Proximity scenarios. 62% ended in contact. Doctrine screamed abort. He overrode. One variable chose action. Dawn cycle broke. Drills blared. Keth dawn armor. Wound sealed. Command deck called. Kel waited holotable active. New Kazari signatures. Flank vector. Keth layered grids. Standard. 71% hold. Mara variable. Query her Corvette mods. Boost to 89%. Request human input, he said. Kel paused. Risky. Adaptive. Approval grunted. Mara arrived minutes later, rook shadowing. Flankers. Reroute my Corvette. Faint chain. Keth synced her schematic. Grids peaked. Her shoulder brushed his in the huddle. Pulse shared. Battle joined. Feed streamed. Her ship danced, drawing fire. His fleets struck clean. Kazari crumbled. Post-action. 115% overprojection. Kel eyed him. Her again. Irasol Mess Irasol's hologram snapped onto the holotable. Her frilled crest flaring. Strategist Varun. Commander Kel. Victory feeds confirm your collaboration, but leverage awaits. Kel crossed his arms. His optics narrowed at Keth. Speak, envoy. Keth kept his stance rigid. Model still hummed in his implant. Post-battle cleanup at 94% efficiency. Mara's Corvette docked safely 30 cycles ago. He ignored the side wound's faint throb. Saul's tail flicked. Human Vance's access codes unlocked fleet sims. Share them. In exchange, I grant her envoy status. Full station privileges. Alliance optics demand it. Keth's claws tightened. Access rights. Mara's private channel had pierced his firewalls. Raw data flowed both ways now. Saul wanted control. No, Keth said. Kel stiffened. Elaborate. Her codes integrate human variables. Revoke them. Projections drop 22%. Kazari remnants probe our flanks. We need her input. Saul's crest pulsed red. Sentiment clouds doctrine. Trade the codes. Secure political gains. Keth met her gaze.
Vance is not leverage. Her mods turned 71% hold into 115% route.
Deny her, we lose edge.
Saul leaned forward.
You defend a soft-skinned auxiliary. Reassign her to docks. Her species breeds replacements. Heat surged in Keth's vents.
He overrode the sim impulse.
Monitor logs if you must. Kel grunted. Dismissed envoy. Varun, quarters.
Debrief later. Saul's hologram winked out.
Kel's optics bored into Keth. One deviation from models, you're off this op. Keth saluted and strode out. Corridors blurred past. Quarters sealed behind him. Console activated. He fed in new parameters, Mara's safety as fixed priority. Rescue corridor for stranded scouts. Kazari ambush site, edge of nebula. Sim spun. Vectors locked. Enemy patrols at 87% probability. Standard fleets, 62% scout extraction.
He locked Mara Safety Alpha. Grids fractured.
Unquantifiable branches exploded. Her Corvette faints. Unmodeled human intuition. Outcomes smeared 42% success, 19% mutual loss, 39% cascade failure. No convergence. His implant overheated. Claw slammed the console. Doctrine demanded fleets. Numbers lied now. Private channel pinged. Mata, your flank held clean. He hesitated. Classified intel burned. Scout beacon silent. Kazari trap confirmed via drone wreckage. Override. Classified breach, he transmitted. Voice only. Kazari pinned our scouts. Nebula edge. Rescue corridor needed. Plan with me. Raw feeds? He dumped them. Wreckage schematics, patrol ghosts, nebula interference bands. Silence stretched. Then, my Corvette's mods handle nebula drift. Link now. Hollow feed synced. Mara appeared, hair tied back, grease streaks on her cheeks. Rook loomed behind her, arms crossed. Scout's last ping? She asked. Keth overlaid it. Here. Kazari Hunter's vector 14 degrees off. She traced a chain. Feint my ship wide. Draw patrols. Your drones punch the gap. Wow. Humans call it a slingshot. Grids reformed. 76% extraction. Her finger brushed the hollow. His sensors registered proximity echo. Rook, she said without looking back. Gear for field test. Human officer scowled. With him? Solo? Two-person run. Prove the corridor.
Keth's vents cycled hot. Doctrine. Minimum 4 guards.
He scheduled it. I accompany. No escorts. Rook barked a laugh. Alien genius plays hero. Mara. Logistics. She cut in. Less mass, tighter window. Keth's models plus my fixes. We sink or scouts die. Keth nodded. Prep in 20 cycles. Corvette Bay. Link severed. Sins stabilized at 81%. Mara, safety locked in. Unpredictables lingered. He donned fresh armor. Wound sealant held. Bay approached. Technicians scattered. Mara's Corvette squatted, hull patched with human welds, sleek, defiant. She waved him aboard. No Rook. Cabin sealed. Straps clicked. Her scent filled the space. Oil, sweat, resolve.
Your lead on vectors, Keth synced implant to her console.
Nebula ingress, Mark 7. Faint chain initiates. Thrust pinned them. Stars streaked. Her hands danced over controls. Jerks no model predicted. Patrol signatures bloomed. Ghost 1, she murmured. Cut thrust, 30%. Kazari blips veered. His drones launched silent. Corridor opened, 92% clear. Proximity alarm chirped.
Enemy Corvette, unmodeled flank, hard port, Keth snapped.
She rolled them.
Human reflexes, faster than servos, laser-grazed armor. Got it, she said. Counterfire spat.
Enemy vented atmosphere. Corridor stabilized.
Scouts' beacons pulsed. Drones hooked them. Clean, Keth said. Vents eased. She glanced over. Your call on no guard saved mass. My dodge saved us. Contact probability, 100%. Her shoulder pressed his in the grove. Pulse synced. Exit nebula. Station loomed. Docking clamps engaged. Bay doors hissed. Kel waited with eerie soul. Rook 2, optics wary. Results, Kel demanded. Keth projected grids. Scouts secured. 115% over projection. Saul's crest flared. Two-person? Reckless. Mara stepped down first. Effective. Log it. Rook pulled her aside. Proof he's not baiting us, she met Keth's gaze. He shared classified. Planned with me. That's proof. Kel grunted approval. Soul seethed silent. Keth's implant glitched. New sim auto-ran alliance fracture if Mara reassigned. 97% his career ends. He overrode. Claw flexed toward her. One variable demanded action. Quarters later, private channel reopened. Field test data unedited. Next, her image smiled. Grime flecked, alive. Rescues just start. What's your unmodeled variable, Keth?
He voiced it.
You. Mara shoved open the chamber doors. Fabric banners from a dozen worlds snapped in the recycled air. Keth's primary optic locked on her from the oversight dais. She scanned the crowd. Alien envoys in layered robes, human aides clustered near refreshment drones, her stride hitched at the central holotable. Keth's implant fed data streams. Surveillance nodes hummed behind the banners. 3 on her vector, 5 total. Standard protocol. Admiral Kel's order. Monitor for alliance fractures. Envoy Saul's crests twitched nearby, her gaze predatory. Mara circled the table. Her fingers brushed a banner edge. She yanked it aside. A lens winked exposed. Gasps rippled. Hidden cams, she announced. Not cultural. Tactical. Envoys shifted. Sol's robes rustled. Keth's claw tensed on his console. Probability cascade. 78% escalation if unaddressed. Standard exchange security. Keth projected from the dais. His voice amplified calm. No threat. Mara spun to face him. Human eyes narrowed. Brown, flecked gold under station lights. Bull. Loyalty scan? She stepped forward, boots echoing on deck plate. Crowd parted. Kel loomed at the chamber's edge, arms crossed. Rook flanked Mara, hand on holster. Sol smiled thin. Keth's model updated. Public denial, 62% alliance strain. Admission, 41% career audit. He selected truth vector. Affirmative. Doctrine requires validation post-rescue. Your actions unmodeled. Mara halted meters away.
It flushed her cheeks. In front of everyone?
Test my trust while preaching alliance, Sol interjected. Precisely, human. Bonds fracture wars. Prove yours.
Rook growled. Or it's a trap.
Keth overrode his console mute. Data secured scouts. 115% efficiency. Test concludes. Mara's jaw set. She vaulted the holotable fringe, landed beside his dais. Grabbed his ventral claw, warm grip, unyielding. Not over.
She towed him down the access ramp. Crowd murmured.
Kel's optics narrowed but held position. She yanked him into a side maintenance alcove. Door hissed shut. Dim service lights flickered.
Conduxes hummed. Her back pressed the bulkhead.
Keth's frame filled the space. 2 meters of carapace and servo joints. Choice time, Keth. Mara's voice dropped steel. My trust were your rank. Spill it all. Kel's full brief, Sol's angle, where I walk the alliance myself. No more shared ops. Keth's sensors registered her pulse. 110 BPM. Proximity 0.3 meters. His model glitched. Trust metric undefined.
Kel suspects attachment bias.
Post-rescue sims show 97% fracture if you reassign. Sol wants leverage. Bond as negotiation chip. She searched his primary optic. And you? Variable, unquantified. Claw flexed under hers. Doctrine demands isolation. You demand integration. Stepped back, space measured, then act. Ditch the test. Back me real. Alarm chirped from his implant. Priority channel. Kel.
Varun, Sol's envoy shuttle compromised.
Enemy interceptors inbound. Launch rescue corridor, now!
Human lead per exchange protocol.
Mara's face hardened. They're weaponizing us. Sol's bait to test the bond. Confirmed. 84% trap probability. She punched the alcove panel. Corridor schematics bloomed. We launch anyway. Secure her. Lock alliance. Fingers flew. Rerouting drones, plotting vectors.
You take point sentry. Most exposed slot.
Prove it. Keth's sims spun exposure risk 67%, success 91% with her helm.
Career override imminent. He synced his grid to hers.
Affirmative. They burst from the alcove. Mara vaulted to the central table. Exchange pivot. Live op. Sol, shuttle evac, corridor preps in 90 seconds.
Sol's crests flared outrage. Reckless. Protocol.
Mara jabbed a node. Drones whirred to life. Keth's models, my fixes. Kel grunted, nodded once. Rook drew sidearm, fell in beside Mara. Covering. Keth sprinted to launch bay. Dervos whined. He slotted into the forward sentry pod. Armor thin, fields exposed. Primary optic synced to Mara's helm feed. Her voice crackled private. No sims now. Just us. Thrusters ignited. They punched into void. Nebula tendrils clawed screens. Enemy signatures bloomed. 3 interceptors. Unmodeled flank again. Keth's drones deployed. Vectors locked. Sol's shuttle 2 clicks out. Mara rolled the lead corvette. G-forces pinned Keth. Interceptors splitting. Your flank's hot. He fired countermeasures. Missiles streaked. 1 interceptor bloomed plasma. Flank clear. Second inbound.
Proximity klaxon wailed. Laser raked his pod.
Shields flickered 43%. Pain feedback spiked. Carapace microcrack. Mara vector thrusted hard. Hang on! Human reflexes snapped them port. Enemy overshot. Keth's counter volley gutted it. Continuing. Sol's shuttle beacons pulsed. Drones latched. Mara hauled them into escort formation. Docking in 30. Kel, bay ready? Affirmative barked back. Station loomed through nebula haze. Twist. Fourth signature. Corvette class. Cloaked. Keth's model screened 96% kill shot on Sol. Abort. Sol transmitted panic.
No, Mara banked aggressive.
Keth, your drones. Overload their cloak. He punched commands. Drones swarmed. Cloak fractured. Enemy exposed. Mara loosed torpedoes. Direct hit. Wreckage vented. Corridor stabilized. Docking clamp seized. Bay doors parted. Sol stumbled out. Robe singed. Kel waited. Optics appraising. Mara dropped from the cockpit.
Hit deck running to Keth's pod.
Status. He extruded. Claw gripped her offered arm. Microcrack sealed under her scan. Optimal. Public channel open. All heard. Sol seethed.
U2, results Kel cut in. Grids projected, 122% efficiency.
Alliance holds. Rook-eyed Keth. Proof enough? Mara met Keth's optic. For now. Private channel pinged. Per image, sweat streaked. Fierce. Unmodeled variable acted. Your turn full. Keth's implant stalled. New sim. Trust metrics spiked 100%. Career fracture irrelevant. He voiced low. Quarters.
Data share complete, but Kel's channel overrode.
Arun. Doctrine review. Sol claims bias. Enemy corvette debris cooled outside. Next intercept loomed. Keth's console erupted in red alerts. Intercept inbound. Enemy squadron. 3 cruisers. Flanking vector. Mara's shuttle thrummed beside his pod in the docking bay. Her voice cut through the fleet channel. Keth, my corridor plan. Thread the nebula gap. It'll shield us from their long-range fire. His implant spun probabilities. Optimal formation. Standard wedge. 87% survival for allied ships. 62% for her fragile human craft. Doctrine demanded it.
Admiral Kel's optics locked on from the command beck feed.
Varun. Execute wedge. No deviations. Sol's shuttle hovered nearby, her transmission laced with triumph. See? Human whims fracture command. Keth's claws flexed. Models locked. Wedge preserved hierarchy. Secured his career trajectory at 94%. Mara's corridor exposed the fleet's flank. Dropped odds to 41% overall. Unquantifiable. Her success rate in sims spiked when she overrode caution. Enemy cruisers decloaked. Plasma lances charging. First volley scorched the station's outer shields. Mara banked hard. Keth, now or we all vent. He punched overrides. All ships. Abandon wedge. Form on Vance's corridor. Drones to forward screen. Kel barked. Varun. Countermanded. Executing. Keth routed power to his pod's thrusters. Fleet scrambled into the nebula's twisting haze. Mara's shuttle leading the snake of vessels. Enemy fire splashed wide, diffused by gas clouds. His drones swarmed, overloading lance capacitors. Mara whooped over private link. Titan left. There's your gap. Keth adjusted formation on her mark. Cruisers pursued, but the corridor funneled them into kill boxes. Human torpedoes from her escort punched through weakened hulls. One cruiser listed, venting crew. Second exploded in a chain reaction. Third retreated, cloak flickering. Station bay resecured. Keth's pod clamped down. Mara dropped out, helmet under arm, eyes fierce. 122% efficiency again. Your models catch up yet? Kel stormed the bay, robes swirling. Sol flanked him, optics narrowed. Captain Rook shadowed Mara, hand on sidearm. Keth extruded from his pod. Admiral, full broadcast initiating. He triggered the data dump. Every probability curve, every override timestamp, streamed to command nets. Grids lit up. Survival rates inverted. Mara's corridor yielding 98% fleet intact versus Doctrine's projected 73% losses. Kel's mandibles clicked. Bias confirmed. You risked Doctrine for results. Keth projected the sim replay. Enemy wrecks cooled in real-time feeds. Unmodeled variable, human improvisation. 156% tactical yield. Sol hissed. Weaponized sentiment. The Envoy's shuttle nearly survived. Mara cut in. She stepped forward, scanner in hand. Because Keth trusted the data we'd built together. Rook grunted. Proof in the debris. Alliance holds. Kel's optics scanned the broadcast. Silence, stretched. Then, temporarily, private channel pinged. Mara's face, Close. Your career odds now? Keth's implant glitched. Numeric attachment probability, 100%. He extended a claw, dropping her emergency code beacon into her palm. Returned. No more proxies. She gripped it, then say it plain. He voiced it, unscripted. Public channel. Still half open. Mara Vance, I commit. Beyond models. Your variables integrate mine. Her fingers tightened on his claw. Each sensors registered her pulse spike. Rook's eyes widened. Saul recoiled. Kel waved them forward. Enough theater. Alliance chamber. Protocol signing. They moved as one. Keth matched Mara's stride, his pod servos sinking to her steps. Station corridors hummed with repair drones. Crews from both fleets saluted. Alien claws to chest, human fists clenched. Chamber doors parted. Envoy delegations waited. Rigid alien envoys in crystal robes. Human diplomats in crisp uniforms. Holos projected the nebula battlefield, frozen on victory. Irisal took the podium first. The bond between Barun and Vance. Leverage for terms. Mara's hand brushed Keth's claw under the table. No. Joint protocol. Keth activated the shared pad. Line scrolled, shared corridors, integrated drone-human tactics, trust metrics as doctrine appendix. His claw stamped first. Mara's followed, firm. Delegates murmured. A human envoy nodded, signed. Kel's voice boomed, paired delegation confirmed. Varun Vance lead. They rose together. Keth's optic met Mara's eyes. She smiled, fierce, unyielding. They walked into the chamber's heart, crews parting. But his implant pinged. Incoming transmission. Enemy reinforcements. Cloaked armada. Models fractured. Mara's whisper, together? He gripped her hand, one move, unmodeled. All in.